非常感谢卢工。非常感谢罗工这个 presentation 介绍哈，在成都是。然后把剩下的这个 Q&A 放到后面，然后再去做这。So members, thank you for the law based in Chengdu. So for the next speakers, we'll invite Liu Zhang. He's the success manager of Constructible training. Today, Leo and his teams have come and presented in person at this technical webinar. So I'll pass the mic to Leo for presentations.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? All right. Seems like the original plan finishing time is 12 in the noon, but my starting time is later than that. I try to speed up and cover all the important points. A fast introduction about myself. I'm actually a structural engineer. I used to work for OVR, and I've been with Trimble SketchUp for almost 6 years. I've been working on some large projects. Beijing Airport, 800-meter tall Sky City, Universal Studio theme park in Beijing, and many other important projects. So firstly, it's a bit lagging. Okay, so firstly, I'll give a brief introduction about Trimble. I think most of you are familiar with SketchUp, but many of our friends may not know Trimble. Actually, Trimble is a tech company based in US, starting with GPS positioning. Starting off with that, it continued to work within the agriculture, construction, and transportation. All right, so SketchUp is based in the construction sector. Along with others, you may be familiar with Tekla, Trimble Connect, and many Trimble hardwares, scanners, photo stations, and MR hard hats. And actually, Trimble have a broader product line, starting from almost from the beginning. The planning, designing, engineering, scheduling for construction, construction management, fabrication, build solution, and management for operation and maintenance. And Trimble is actually part of the Building Smart International, which defines the FC format. And we are the strategic consultant committee, alongside with the other big manufacturers of products. And you can see that SketchUp is actually supporting FC 2.3. We're continuously going to support soon. We're part of the very large family around the world. There's many products along the history of BIM. The difference is Trimble, we have a large product portfolio for BIM photo station, 3D scanner, as well as a collaboration with Microsoft, mixed reality, and as well as Boston Dynamic, Big Dog. I'll try to quickly get through this video. This is actually a tech demonstration of using robots with RDK 3D scanner. Probably in the very near future, some of the construction sites may adopt this, because with the help of robots, you have low limitation of time and different climates and manpower. Well, at the beginning, it will be very costly, but the productivity will be surpassing manpower anytime in the future. So you can see that you can define the waypoints for checking on sites. And with the Trimble 3D scanner, you can actually get a three-dimensional cloud point clouds. But for all the stages, all the times, you will have a real-time feedback on how the stages is going on the record, which is impossible to get in the traditional way. And actually, the Boston dynamic robot is very, very costly. We have also incorporated with the Chinese one, which is about half the price. Okay, so or Trimble, we try to promote this full life cycle solution with your hardware and software, covering design, building, and operation, which we call DBO. So you can see that SketchUp is covering many of the stages. So actually, Trimble acquires SketchUp from Google. So the aim is using a very simple product for visualization and for modeling for any users conveniently. And we can see that in the very center, we have Trimble Connect, which is a platform for all different products, software and hardware within Trimble and other important formats such as FC, Revit, Bentley, and other Office files. Okay, so SketchUp. I believe most of us know SketchUp. It's a very easy and convenient way to model ideas for architects, for interior designers, landscaping architects, and as well as planners. But actually, by the use of our designers, expand to a much broader field, and with our development of new techs, new products, incorporating iPad, mixed reality, augmented reality, down to the construction using 3D printing, and so on. So in general, easy to learn, very lightweighted. We have many users around the world covering different disciplines beyond the architect, in interior planning, and much more. So I believe most of the users know SketchUp as this, but actually we have much more full variety of the products, and I will cover each of them as I go along. So we're promoting the SketchUp with Trimble BIM constructible phases from design to construction. And as Jason had previously introduced that using before your model, before your actual design start, you can have this using this pre-design module based on the local climate and give you some ideas and suggestions on the strategy of your design. And using the Trimble scanners, you can have very detailed and precise information on the site, even if it's a new build or if it's a renovation or extension project. The basic information is very important, but traditionally we only have points made up, which is derived to CADs, but you have very limited information on just 2D, even it's in contours. But with 3D, you have a huge new dimension of information. So beyond that, you could either use iPad. Previously, you could only use iPad for viewer model only, but now you can design a model with iPad. With With SketchUp, not just the schematic design stage, you can make it down to construction stage with the help of 𝗪𝗲𝗯. Jason already mentioned that with a very, very powerful performance design, you have all your data to support your claim, not just based on your experience. And we have AR, MR, VR model viewers. I believe the largest 3D component warehouse, everything free in the world. And you could use layout to produce construction drawing directly without using modeling once in SketchUp, and redo everything, all the variations in CAD drawings, which save a lot of time. And those time are just not good enough. We want to focus the limited time on the design and solving the engineering problem itself, rather than doing all this mandatory drawings. And using Consumer Connect, you can use a broader users within this to incorporate either Revit or other products, as well as improvising with Tekla and or BIM layout total station. So we have this very complete cycle from 3D scan. You have the precise basic information, detailed BIM design using SketchUp or Tekla or other products. Then back to the field with the Trimble layout total station. Okay, I'll flip through all this very quickly. So actually, SketchUp is a very simple product, or product ideas is simple, is more. We make everything simple, everything really fast. But anything you need, you can include it with extensions, which can match, give you powers in any field. But anything that you need, anything you will not need, you can close them. So it makes SketchUp remain fast. But with extensions, because originally SketchUp is a polygon modeling software, but with extensions, with dynamic components, you can using parametric design. For example, a third party is called Profile Builder 3. You can make very easy parametric modeling. 3D warehouse, and many of the products, they actually put their own models in the 3D warehouse. So you can get the actual product, either it's the interior furniture or a solar panel, anything. Okay, fast introduction of our new product, iPad. So now we have everything on a really fast pace. We could go anywhere. So when you are traveling along the way, if you have some ideas, you can quickly model or make sketches just with the iPad and with Apple Pen, with the new interaction. And as well as use it on the field, which is much easier. Even bring your laptop, it's not that convenient. And we have also included some AI features such as auto shape. It recognizes like a pattern. They have a correlation with our existing models, and even parametric models. For example, this windows, and you can change it. And also AR view. Okay, so we have, if we consider dynamic component, which is like families, parametric families, but we're still lacking parametric capabilities. So we have incorporated this live component. It's called material creator, which is kind of equivalent with Rhino grasshopper. So everyone, we open up a new door for everyone. So you can have a global parametric to controlling everything. But we have a different approach because yeah, we know grasshopper is very powerful and they have their own ecosystem. For a new product, we have something different. So you can create your parametric product as the deliverable for your client or any other partner, because usually nobody can really use all this kind of like parametric coding, although it's a visualized programming, but still we want it in a very simple way. So in this, we demonstrate that you can make a deliverable to produce, either use a drop-down list or a parametric with sliders. You could make it like a component family, but very easy to use. Okay, and actually, Jason has introduced how useful is 𝗪𝗲𝗯𝗶₽, and I just quickly introduce how that is so easy. Because myself, I have a master's degree in sustainable design. I know it's actually quite difficult. The traditional approach is either architect or interior designer. They give their preliminary design to either a sustainable consultant or engineer. They have to remodel everything, either in Design Builder, Energy Plus, but usually take about minimum 3 days to a week, then give architect feedback. But the engineer do not know the architect's intent, so they're only focusing on the energy aspect. But if we make it into very easy approach, we simplify all the assumptions. You only need to fill in 10 parameters, and you don't really need to understand the parameters. Just check the test the list and fill in based on the requirement or the information about your project. And this product can intelligently understand, okay, so surrounding is the shading, and this is the wall, the roof, anything incorrect. So you see the green part is supposed to be the roof. So you correct that. So you let the computer understand what is what. And you only need to choose the type of the building. Is it office, or is it commercial, or is this residential, and the location of the product, and just update the analysis. For this kind of simple building, it takes only about 30 seconds. I'll give you a very, very simple feedback. How much energy is used in kilowatt per hour, per square meter, per year? And you have a benchmark here. So now you know at the beginning, you're almost twice at the requirement. And in Singapore, definitely it's cooling dominance. There are heavy air conditioning loads. But how can we do? How can we make it better? Below, you see all the strategies. You see all factors affecting much more. So you know from the beginning, we want to see from how to make it better from the wall conduction. You either choose another better material for the wall, or for infiltration, you want to choose a better airtight doors or windows, and other strategies. And you can make a list of different choices. Oh, one more thing is we also have this real-time daylight analysis. I'll give you very, very simple feedback. So black is not enough. Blue is all right. Yellow is overlit. You need to consider some passive strategies, such as want to have a shading or something. Okay, so everything's very fast. you could change it in SketchUp and rerun the simulation and give you instant feedback. So you could have a list of different options, either by yourself or you're competing with your components, but all the data is speaking rather than, okay, I have an idea, I want to make it good, but how good is this? This is very straightforward. Okay, next session, I believe probably Trimble will have the most complete product line from the physical reality world down to virtual reality. So from the physical reality, we have all kinds of scanners on the car, on railway, unmanned boat, on UAV, or on a robot. So using the point cloud, you could deal with very, very complicated situation. For example, this MEP room, if you want to do rework, renovation, it's impossible with the original approach because the original CAD drawing is very, very different from the actual as-built drawing. So this 3D point cloud is actually the real as-built 3D model. And our Trimble product, we have a real work, which can need to do a little of corrections and incorporation for all the sites from your 3D scanning. Little post-processing. Using Sketch Essential, you can make it down quickly into SketchUp. With the power of SketchUp, you can remodel everything very, very fast. I have a figure. One of our distributors. They not only sell our product, they make services, BIM services, scanning services. They could scan for our product or clients, review everything, remodel everything. But from the cost, we can see that if you want a SketchUp model, the cost is about 1/5 to 1/3 if you want to compare if you want a Revit model. But if you already built the product, the construction is there. You do not need a LOD 500 because its construction is done. The next stage, maybe you want it for operation and maintenance. The geometry, the actual geometry is more important at the stage. So we will normally suggest the SketchUp model. As long as you have the, everything is, you have the classification defined. If you want to use development in either Unity or Unreal Engine, actually you just need the geometry, but you have the classification of all what is what that the computer understand, and that's enough. But you don't need a 12 GB of LOD 500 model. Okay, so for augmented reality, we have already seen that on iPad. It's very nominal. But cool thing is we have this side vision, which is based on Trimble RDK. You have very precise positioning of you have a precise position, then plus augmented reality, and this will be helpful for your actual construction site because the precision is down to 1 centimeter, which is, I believe, is precise enough. And you have very straightforward way of visualizing everything on precise positioning plus 3D model in an augmented reality way. So let's say you have the model for the pipelines of the existing site, but you do not want the construction workers to dig through this pipes. Probably is national security cable, which is not the cost thing. It's a very serious crime if you break that. And for mixed reality thing, we have a very powerful product. I'll skip through. So just like Ironman, because we are using this SLAM technology, it's scanning the reality instantly and rebuild using mesh and let the computer understand the physical world. So that's the difference between augmented reality, because in augmented reality, AR, you just put a visual in combination with the real world, but the computer do not really understand the physical reality. And we have a way to make the positioning quite accurate, either by this thing you can see, and using maybe a column, or we have these automatic features to tell the computer, okay, so the model, this wall in the model, which is actually this wall in reality, and you use a non-planar, maybe a perpendicular wall, then the computer understands their relationship. And now you have everything very precise. And you could make a real, actual virtual model, a class detection on site in actual size. Okay, so VR is very nominal. I'll just skip that part. So just again, to confirm that the basic definition of BIM, you have the geometry, you have the non-geometry information. And Jason have already introduced that we can use a dynamic component to incorporate that. Again, from 2D to 7D of BIM, Moser have their own way of using it, but I'm just introducing broader way. Okay, so 2D is simple. You make a correlation with the 3D and 2D when you're building your component model warehouse. You can quickly generate the 2D drawings without a lot of fuss. That's the traditional way. But in 3D, we have the 3D modeling. We could do component class detection, 3D visualization, VR, AR, MR visualization. Because you have the precise 3D scanning, so when you're making a pre-construct components, that would be useful because everything has to be precise, otherwise useless. So it helps you to know the position, the basic position. And then at the end, you can use the Trimble layout total station to make the layout points on the precise point, which make into a full circle with the environment. So Mr. Law have already introduced this. I'll skip that part. So actually, this aerial GIS information, you can see that it's a very good complement with the Trimble scanning technology. Okay, so Jason already demonstrated that 4D, but as well as the construction scheduling, we have power users connected SketchUp with Microsoft projects, because that's how people use. We do not need all the engineers or project people to learn new product. Just use the things that you are most familiar with. You can use API to connect it with SketchUp. Okay, as long as you have all the information, you can easily to export that. Okay, a little bit on 60. So we have this this is a project by one of my friends' company. They are very strict deadline, only 1 month, but they have already wasted 2 weeks. Only have 2 weeks left. Have nowhere to go because they could not open the large BIM models with 20 gigabytes. So the first time they've seen this project, I uploaded it into Trimble Connect. The first time they've seen it, but they just do not need this very detailed LOD 500 models, which is useless for operation management. They only need maybe a LOD 200 model, but as long as the project progress, the final model is very different from the original design. So we could not go back to the original thing. So just to help them to finish everything in 2 weeks, I found a very powerful SketchUp modeler. The model, we'll skip that part. If we go to that part. Okay, so have a guess. In 3 days, just one person. The architectural, the facade, the simple interior design, only in 3 days, and 13 megabytes. That's very useful for this project. And for the MEP part, which is very, very complicated, you can see that, but only in 2 weeks, and it's only 100 megabytes. So the SketchUp is a new BIM alternative solution, which is actually at the beginning from our Trimble side, we did not develop this thing as a professional BIM software, but actually our users, because we have all these BIM features, our users, they made it into a very efficient BIM platform to solve their problems. Okay, so I'll try to go through the rest very quickly. Okay, so since SketchUp is very basic features, we have this product called DFC, which made a very, very large development. So you can have all the components, all the classification for architectural, interior, MEP, structure, everything. So they have completed with the SketchUp BIM approach for this sport projects, commercial building, hotel, office building, residential, and industrial. So each of them I will have more than 1 hour to explain detail how powerful it is. For example, this project it saved 50% of the construction time comparing with their previous similar scale projects, which is amazing. Tomorrow in our local session in another event, we'll cover this in very detail, but not today. We have limited time. But I'll just demonstrate how SketchUp have different curvy facades and make everything into very, very detail. So in conclusion, oh my God, I delete my conclusion. Okay, I'll just speak out the conclusion, the most important part. So SketchUp is very new approach. The most important part is it's simple, easy, and open. If you want pure geometry, all right, you keep it pure geometry. If you want the information, you put in the information. But we recommend anything you need, you model that. Or maybe in that stage. All the rest, then leave it out. We just need to solve the problems. We want to make a good design, which is constructible, which can help the occupants use. That's our primary objective. All the rest is only a process. It's helping us to deliver. But if you're consistent with your objective, we only plan all these things that we need. We make it into simple. You do not need to make a very, very detailed model, which is not useful for the rest, which actually we make it into a huge junk. You cannot rotate the model. You cannot open the model. You open it in several hours, which is useless. So, okay, I believe also for BIMers, we have our own base, but we could make it into a different approach, either the traditional way, or if you want to make the 3D and quickly remote the thing, and then to make the back to the original approach. Probably the thing that useful into original way, or maybe you want to test out, maybe okay, because SketchUp is very powerful in the interior design. I believe all the other approach are not that convenient. Maybe this project is very important. For example, if a project owner, the developer, you want to focus on interior design. Maybe you want to try out the SketchUp approach. Maybe a comparison. Then know how good it is, because all these SketchUp users, SketchUp BIM approach, they will never go back to the traditional old way because it's just so effective. Okay, so that's all for my my sharing. I have much more to share, but I have limited time. Just to try to promote the idea. So if you're interested in anything, just try to reach out to HKIBIM. Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Leo, for your presentations. Now, for Leo's presentations and Mr. Luo presentations, we'll now open to the floor for any questions, Q&A session. So members, non-members, and the public, please raise your question in Q&A. So I'll just start with my first questions with Leo, right? Leo and Leo's team. So we know that SketchUp is hosting a user conference on this coming Friday in Kowloon. So I think we can share the link. We can help to promote the link shortly. But could you? I think more people will be exposed to SketchUp and so on, so forth. So I think that's a good thing for general BIMers in Hong Kong to be more exposed to other digital tools and other authoring tools in Hong Kong. So my very first questions to SketchUp and Leo's team. We know that all companies, all of these technology vendors, all these big technology corporates, you have a roadmap for developing your software, your authoring technologies, and so on and so forth. So can you share with us any of these? One of the biggest development functionality that is coming up, or any confidential developments anything that you want to share with the publics, the first-hand informations that you want BIMers in Hong Kong to come to know, or even before this user conference in Hong Kong in Kowloon this coming Friday, tomorrow. If you would like to share your technology roadmap, that would be great.
Very, very important. We're a public unlisted company of interest, but unfortunately, our strategies we do not disclose any confidential roadmaps. But I can say in general, we have a very, very huge plan incorporating all the Trimble hardware and software technology. Choose this easy approach, much more convenient.
Yeah.
In terms of user experience, XR experience, many ways. So
now let me quote an example, right? I mean integration with other platforms, developing different file formats or improving your IFC exports.
Okay,
I think this is all kind of functionality that you can show with the product.
Yeah, I could share with that. We're improving our interoperability IFC, and we call this very important part because we are part of the open BIM, and also we want to connect it with the rest of the product because there's no perfect product. We're strong in maybe one field. Definitely people have to very strong support for open BIM.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'll probably raise another questions. Do we have any questions from the floor? No, right? Okay, I'll raise the questions for Mr. Luo. 罗工啊，
在的。
你好，罗工，谢谢你感谢你分享，感谢你在成都跟我们的分享哈。我想问一下，就是说你对现在我们这种 BIM 的行业还有 BIM 这种前景，在可能打个比方，就是说你们在成都啊、西南苑啊这一块，你们觉得这个 BIM 的前景会是怎么样？可以跟我们香港的这些 BIMers 分享一下。
好的，是这样的，就是目前应该说国内吧，不能叫成都，其实 BIM 的市场并不像14-15年那么火爆了哈，那么可以说进入一些深水区。对于我们院来说的话，我们的 BIM 正向率其实是很高的，可以说高达75%或者80%。但是呢，它其实同时付出的代价也是很大的。但实际上它的效益，我觉得可能并没有很凸显出来。就像 Jason 说的那个哈，我觉得是非常赞同的我们非常赞同，就是说我们不能为了 BIM 而去做正向设计，应该是为了提高效率，或者是创造更大的价值去做这个 BIM。也就好比我们现在做的这个 EASY-GIS， 其实它本质上就是去提高我们的效率同时为我们自己赋能，为业主赋能吧。我们觉得这个才是真正有价值的不能被软件去束缚了我们人的思想，应该是由人的思想去引领或者是使用这些数据、这些软件。我觉得他们是一些利器就像我们今天离不开手机、离不开汽车一样我觉得这些东西是让我们能够更加高效的一个工具那么所以在 BIM 的这个行业当中，我们也呼吁就是我们觉得可能并不是说某一条路径才是绝对的正确的路径，而是什么样的路径是更高效的能够产出更多的产值，或者是更高的生产力、更先进的生产力，才会决定我们未来更多的生产关系。我们是这样一个态度，所以我们现在其实对 BIM 的提法呢也慢慢弱化了。我们现在更提一个说法叫数字化 （digital） 所以我们更加崇尚数字化的这个模式希望数字化能够让我们更多的生活、工作和我们的服务吧更加的便捷以前我们可能一个人只能做一个项目，那随着3维软件和各种软件的出现，可以做10个项目。那么随着 BIM 的出现，或者说数字化的发展，那是不是一个人可以做100个项目？就是同样的时间那只有这样，我觉得才能够让整个社会的效率变高，让整个的这个经济往前发展。这个是我们的一个宗旨吧一个宗旨就是，所以我们对 BIM 的行业也谈不上有什么理解因为本身我自己以前也不是做 BIM 的，专门做 BIM 的只是说在做数字化，所以一些个人的看法吧谢谢。
好，谢谢你罗工。那我第二个问题我我想我个人会比较感兴趣的一点就是说像西南苑这么大的这种国内的设计院在中建里面是梯间设计 设计院里面就是领先的第一家这个西南院。我想问了一下，就是说这么大的企业，你们现在投了人力啊，跟就是你可以从人，我只想知道这个 magnitude， 比方你说人力资源啊，或者说investment， 你们 upfront investment 这里，你们其实对这科技的数字化这一块是投入多少人力啊？还有在这个，我觉得你可以跟我们会员里面分享一下，我觉得会让很多比方说这些企业他们知道，其实要引进科技，首先就是要有人才嘛，然后第二点就是你真的是要愿意付出，这就是 investment 是 upfront 的这一块，不一定可能立马看到这个效益，可是我们看的这些数字，我觉得这个跟我们的 member 会分享一下，我觉得这是非常有用的。
是的。那么在这个人力的投入和资金的投入上面，资金的话可能不是很方便，但人力的话可以简单聊一聊。的确我们院呢是有专门的几支队伍包括我们从管理层面的有信息化管理部，那么就是我所在的这个部门。那么第二个呢有数字化创新中心，那么这个部门呢也有大概100个人的这样一个规模同时我们还有一个叫智能化建筑设计研究中心，那么差不多在80个人左右的规模。那么除此之外呢，就是我们还有各个生产院本身呢都会要求我们是要求要进行数字化团队的搭建，那么占比呢是在这个传统设计人员总共的大概在10%左右。那么也就是说我们其实是有这种专业的做这一块的人员，也有大家更多就是要去就是有这样一个既是设计师，同时也是数字化人员这样一个复合人才的这样一个要求。那么只有这样的话，我们才能够让更多的人去拥抱这个数字化的一些东西进程能够更快一些。
好，非常好。Okay, members, do you have any more questions? We'll just give another 30 seconds for anyone who want to raise the questions. Okay, thank you very much, members and the public audience. So thank you, Jason from Singapore. Thank you, Mr. Luo from Chengdu. Then thank you, Leo, the SketchUp teams, Vivian, Edma, and Leo Zhang for their presentations and attendance in Hong Kong for this webinar. So we'll conclude to end this webinar. So please, looking forward to meet everyone again for the next upcoming technical webinar. Thank you.